So, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Sam from Team Samurai X1 here. Happy Wednesday! Guys, it's July 2021 Banlist. You guys already know a bunch of deck profile updates coming your way. So if you guys have any deck profile requests, leave it in the comment section below. And just a quick reminder, I just want to let you guys know that the Wheel of Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1 finale is going to be up this Friday, July 16th. Make sure your bells are turned on. It's gonna be the craziest episode you guys ever see in your entire life. So guys, July 16th, I promise, 10 a.m. EST, the video is gonna be there. You guys are gonna love it. Anyways, today I'm coming at you with the brand new Draco Future Fandom Night deck profile. I believe this is the best way to utilize this card outside from Utopia. It's literally Towers. Apocalypse 4 Towers / Dragoon 2.0. This card is ridiculous. This card is scary. In today's video, I'm gonna showcase you guys a deck profile and also at the same time, showcase you guys a very cool combo where you can just bring out this card with a bunch of negates and then your opponent basically are just gonna walk in the door and they're just gonna quit Yu-Gi-Oh! Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Smash thumbs up button if you guys haven't already. And don't waste any more of your time. Without further ado, brand new Draco Future Utopic Phantom. Let's do it. Alright guys, start with the monsters. We're gonna play, of course, triple copies of the Phantom Knight's Torn Scales, one of the best normal summons in the entire deck outside from normal summoning Tour Guide. You guys already know the 1.5 card combo Torn Scales, and any discard is already combo, which is absolutely insane. So this card is really good. One of the best starter cards in your entire deck, which you must play triple copies of. You can discard one card to send a Phantom Knight card directly from your deck to the grave, and when this card is in your graveyard, and when a Phantom Knight is banished, you can easily special this card back from your graveyard. So not only is this card an extender, wait, actually, it's a double extender, which is absolutely ridiculous, right? So triple copies of Torn Scales, absolutely mandatory to play in the deck. Next off, for your 2-0s, we're gonna play 2 copies of the Phantom Knights of Silent Boots and 2 copies of the Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak. Cloak lets you banish yourself from the graveyard to add 1 Phantom Knight card from your deck to your hand, which is absolutely phenomenal. And for Silent Boots, you can banish this card from your graveyard to add 1 Phantom Knight spell or trap card directly from your deck to your hand. So this basically searches anything, and this card searches spell and traps. It's just really, really good. So ideally with Ancient Cloak, you want to search your extender, which is Silent Boots, or any other your combo pieces that you're missing at that moment, right? But nonetheless, these 2 cards are really great searchers in the entire deck. And last but not least, we're gonna play the 1 Phantom Knights of Rugged Gloves. Only 1 copy is good enough. You can banish this card from your graveyard to dump a Phantom Knight card directly from your deck to the graveyard. Also, at the same time, if you find yourself missing a copy of Rugged Gloves, you can always recycle this card off Levier, which is actually really good. So 1 copy of Rugged Gloves is all you need. So that's pretty much it for your main Phantom Knights. After the best starter card in the entire deck, Triple Tour Guide from the Underworld. You must play 3 copies of Tour Guide in any Phantom Knight based deck. She's a 1-card combo, which is really good. 1 card can do so much in this deck, and Tour Guide helps you accomplish that. Which is absolutely insane. And Tour Guide with any extender in your entire deck, like Tour Guide with a sword, Tour Guide with a danger, Tour Guide with any level 3 monster, Tour Guide with Kagemusha, you literally have a first turn unbreakable board, which I'll showcase you guys in the combo segment of this video. So make sure you guys stay tuned till the end to check out that crazy cool combo. So Triple Tour Guide from the Underworld, absolutely mandatory. Next off, 1 Graph and 1 Seer. You tutor out Graph directly from the deck, and then once Graph gets sent to the graveyard, you basically get Special Summon Seer directly from the deck, which is really, really good. So these are the only Burning Abyss monsters that you need. You don't need to play any more Burning Abyss monsters, in my opinion. I feel like the 1-in-1 is just the perfect ratio. So 1 Seer, 1 Graph. Next off, I believe the best extender alongside Tour Guide is 100% Kagemusha Knight. This card is insane. Helps your Tour Guide blocks Ash, which is really good, and obviously your opponent knows that they can't Ash Shirabini because Shirabini is a cost to send to the graveyard. So Kagemusha is just so great to just chain block on the Tour Guide, right? So triple copies of this. Fortunately, I don't have any secrets. Can't afford the secrets right now. It's a little bit too expensive, and they're so hard to find. So the only thing I can do is just find the commons, right? So triple copies, Kagemusha Knight, great level 3 extender. Next off, for more of your extenders, level 3 extenders are really nice in this deck. The 1 Psychic Wielder and also the 1 Psychic Tracker. Basically, if you control a level 3 monster other than Psychic Wielder, you can special this card from your hand. Same thing with Psychic Tracker. If you control a level 3 monster other than Psychic Tracker, special this card from your hand. So since your entire deck is level 3 monsters, you can easily special these cards from your hand, which is really good. And they're also Psychics, which is really important for Emergency Teleport. Next off, for more of your extenders, the 1 Snake and 1 Jackalope. Great level 3 monsters that you can get out. As long as you get access to Shirabini, you pretty much just win the game, right? So Great level 3 extenders right here. Next off, for the hand traps, I think these are the perfect lineup for hand traps. Is double copies Effect Veiler. You guys can also play Bell and Ash and Ghost Ogre and all these level 3 zombie monsters are really important because obviously they're level 3s. So if you happen to just brick, you can just normal summon Ash, extend with Kagemusha, and then still make sure beating the combo off, right? But I feel like Ash and Veiler are just really good generic hand traps for today's metagame. Tri-Brigade is running everywhere, so you can either run Effect Veiler or Ghost Bell. Ghost Bell is really good against the Revolt, obviously, but Veiler initially stopping them from just specialing from the extra deck on the very first turn when they activate their effect to cost banish. You can just Effect Veiler, and then their turn just usually ends from there, right? So 2 Veiler, 2 Ash, I think this is absolutely perfect. And last but not least, for your package, 1 Dark Magician, 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon, and last but not least, the 1 Red Eyes Fusion right here. Red Eye Dragoon's absolutely amazing. You know, if they interrupt your plays, as long as you have 2 monsters on the board, you can still easily access Dragoon, and Dragoon literally instant win against decks like Strikers. It's a really hard card out, and it's one of the best insurance policy for this deck. Like, you know, it's always your backup plan, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they interrupt you with a bunch of hand traps, at least you can still end on Dragoons, which is why this deck is just so good. It's like a you know, Dark Warrior type base deck that just extends for days, right? So that's the Red Eyes package. Next off, of course, the 1 Phantom Knights rank up Magic Force. Easily use this card to help make the Dark Requiem on your opponent's turn, which is really good. And that's how you're going to be able to achieve 6 negates with this deck, which is absolutely insane, right? So the 1 Phantom Knights will rank up Magic Force. Next off, the Itelli right here. Card's really important to bring out the Psychic monsters alongside, of course, Call by the Grave. Your deck is a combo-based deck, so you want to ensure that your combos always go through. The Harpies for the Duster, really good at just clearing those back rolls, so that way that you can ensure that your combo goes off without having to worry about heavy traps. The 1 Reinforce the Army, this card's amazing. Your entire deck is Warriors. And last but not least, for your spells, triple copies, All Forbidden Droplet. Droplet is just really good, and the reason why it's so good is because you actually get to discard cards, so that way that you get your Phantom Knights in your graveyard. Some combos rely on your Phantom Knights to be in the grave, and Forbidden Droplet, cards with Twin Twisters, is just a really great way to send your Phantom Knight monsters from your hand to the grave, which is really good. So triple copies of Droplet, I think this card is amazing. Really good against the Perfection and Ultimatist boards, and this card can easily help break boards. It's just really good, right? So triple copies of Droplet. Next off, for your traps, I believe these are like the best traps in the game right now, is like Fogblade, of course, the Shade, Burgundy, and last but not least, the 1 Phantom Knight Swords. And that's all the trap cards you're playing. These trap cards are great utility cards, protects you from destruction, which is really good. This is just purely an extender. These cards negate monster effects and is also an extender, which is really good. So all these trap cards have multi-purposes. It protects, it negates, and it also extends your combo play, which is absolutely ridiculous, right? Which is why I love this card right here. Also at the same time, it helps beat Dark Ruler no more, where you're able to just, you know, protect yourself with just the traps if your opponent were to activate Dark Ruler. As long as you have an additional backup plan for this deck is all that matters, right? So these cards are just really, really great in my personal opinion. Alright guys, next off for your extra deck, you'll play, of course, double copies of the Phantom Knights of Breaksword. This card is really good at actually helping breaking boards. Also, at the same time, when it dies, you can special them 2 Phantom Knights from your grave, and they both become level 4, so you get access to Dark Rebellion Exceeds Dragon, which is absolutely amazing. And alongside Dark Rebellion Exceeds Dragon, you want to make, of course, Dark Requiem Exceeds Dragon, which you can use using the Rank Up Magic spell to get access to this card. If you guys don't know what it does, once per turn you can attach material from this card, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, change attack to 0, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to the monster's original attack. But the most important effect is that during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can attach an Exceeds material from this card, negate the activation. When you do, destroy that card. So it's not a once per turn. So with this card, you have 3 materials. It's basically built in 3 negates on top of Dark Rebellion Exceeds Dragon, which is ridiculous, right? So, which is why the rank up magic spell is just so good, because you rank up from this into this, and you have 3 negates, which is absolutely ridiculous, right? So, Requiem Exceeds, just really powerful. Next, we're gonna play Levineer. This card is amazing. We're gonna play 2 copies of this card. One of the best extenders in the entire deck, hands down. Summon this card, bring back your Phantom Knights from your mana zone, so that way you have a recovery on the following turn, which is absolutely ridiculous. The reason why Levineer becomes really good is because now you get access to this package, Utopic F-Zero, okay, and the F-Zero Utopic Future Draco. This card is absolutely insane. So if you guys don't know what this card does, is that it requires 3 Xyz monsters with the same rank except for number monsters, but you can overlay this card using number F-Zero Utopic Future, and the way that you make Utopic Future is you use 2 Xyz monsters with the same rank. So you're going to be using Levineer to overlay for Utopic Future, which is absolutely amazing. So you make these 2 into Utopic Future, and then you make into your Draco Future, which is insane. If you guys don't know what Draco Future does, I hype this card up a lot because I think it's one of the best monsters that this game has ever seen alongside Dragoons. Basically what it does is it towers, okay? So this card cannot be destroyed by battle card effects. Ridiculous. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can attach a material from this card, negate the activation, then if the monster's on the field, gain control of it. This effect does not target, so if your opponent were to activate Dragoon to negate and you have your Utopic Draco on the field, you can activate Utopic Draco to negate Dragoon and then steal your opponent's Dragoon. Like, this card is ridiculous. It is so good, and this is why I think Banlist is so good. This format is because of this Utopia card right here, which you guys all must play in this Banlist based deck. It's just so easily accessible. You can easily make this card in the deck, and the fact that it just has that ability that it just negates it. It doesn't destroy, then take control. It literally negates the activation, then you gain control of that monster if it's on the field, which is insane. So this card is just so good. Next off for the fusion, obviously the one Dragoon. This card is one of the best insurance policy for the entire deck. Imagine having Dragoon and Draco Future on the field. Like, you pretty much just win the game from there. Like, might as well just scoop, you know what I'm saying? Like, Link Spider is really good with your Shade, Burgundy, the one Rusty, of course, like the bread and butter of the entire deck. You can't play this deck without Rusty. Same thing with Cherubini. These cards are just really amazing cards that you want to get access to in the deck. Next, Unicorn, really good at actually breaking boards. And the reason why Unicorn is just so good is because Cherubini is always going to be on your field, so you can just link away Cherubini within the monster, make Unicorn, just break your opponent's board, right? So this card is just really good. The one Apollosa, and last but not least, the one Predator Plant, Verde, Anaconda, to run off the monsters that you're playing in your extra deck right here. So that's pretty much it for the deck. Let's go on with some bread and butter combos that you guys can do with this deck, especially getting access to the brand new Draco Future. Let's do it. Alright guys, here we have it. Welcome to the combo segment of this video. I'm going to showcase you guys a very powerful first turn board by opening up a Tour Guide and any extender. For this example, I'm going to showcase you guys the Phantom Knights of Fogblade. Since you played 3 copies of Fogblade in your deck, you're more than likely going to see this card in your hand. You can also combo off with Tour Guide and any level 3 like Kagemusha Knight, your psychic monsters like Wheeler and also Tracker, or your Emergency Teleport, or even the Dangers. Which is absolutely phenomenal, right? But for this instance, I'm going to showcase you guys on what Fogblade and Tour Guide can do for the entire deck. If you guys do not know, Tour Guide is already a 1-card combo built in within herself. So Tour Guide with any extender will give you a full power board with Draco Future and Dragoon, which is absolutely scary, right? So without further ado, let's begin. So what can you do with this hand? You're going to normal summon Tour Guide, activate Tour Guide's effect to special summon your Graph directly from the deck. Now, using Graph and Tour Guide, you're going to link these 2 cards to the graveyard. You're going to special summon your Cherubini. Okay? Once Graph is sent to the graveyard, you're going to activate your Graph's effect to special summon Seer directly from the deck. Now you're going to activate your Cherubini's effect. This card lets you send a level 3 monster directly from your deck to your graveyard. Then you can target any of your Burning Abyss monster. You can target itself or Seer. It doesn't matter. This card gets you access to a free level 3 engrave, which is amazing. So you're going to dump Ancient Cloak to the graveyard using Cherubini's effect. Now what you're going to do is that using Seer and also Cherubini, link these 2 cards to the grave to special summon, of course, your Rusty Bardiche. Okay, once Seer is sent to the graveyard, you get to activate Seer's effect to special summon back your Cherubini to your side of the field, which is really good. Now what's going to happen next is super duper simple. You're going to activate your Rusty Bardiche's effect. You are going to set the Shade Burgundy to your side of the field by sending your Phantom Knights of Tornscales to the graveyard. Now what's going to happen next is that you are to banish your Ancient Cloak from your grave to search your Silent Boots directly from your deck to your hand. So you add Silent Boots to your hand. Now what's going to happen next is that Tornscale is going to trigger. Since you banish Ancient Boots that's in your grave, you get to special summon this card to your side of the field, which is amazing. Now you get to activate this card's ability to discard a card to send any Phantom Knight card directly from your deck to the grave. So you're going to activate Tornscale to send Fogblade to the graveyard that's in your hand, and now you're going to dump the Ragged Gloves that's in your graveyard. Okay? Now what's going to happen is that you're going to special summon your Silent Boots, your side of the field. You're going to overlay your Silent Boots and Tornscales right here for your first Levianeer. Okay? Now you're going to activate your Levianeer's effect to detach material to special summon your Ancient Cloak that's in your graveyard, which is really good. Now what you do next is that you're going to activate your Silent Boots, banish yourself from the graveyard to add the Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Force to your hand, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now what you do next is that you're going to banish your Fogblade that you sent to the graveyard using Tornscales to special summon your Ragged Gloves from your grave, which is really good. Now you're going to overlay these 2, Rugged Gloves and also the Ancient Cloak, to special summon your second Levianeer that's in your extra deck. Okay? Activate your second Levianeer's effect to detach, of course, the gloves, to special summon back Boots from your banish zone, which is really, really good. Now what you do next is super duper simple, is that you're gonna overlay both the Legionnaires for your F-Zero, okay? And on top of F-Zero, you're gonna make your Utopic Draco Future right here, which is amazing. So there's your first towers smacked down onto the board, which is absolutely ridiculous. And remember guys, this is still your grave, which is really good. You haven't used Ragged Gloves effect yet, which is insane. Now since you have no traps in the graveyard, you get to activate your Phantom Knights of Shade Burgundy, special summon itself to your side of the field. Now what you do next is that you're gonna link this away into your Link Spider, and now using Link Spider and also the Cherubini, okay? You are gonna special summon your Predator Plant Verde Anaconda to your zone Rusty points to. Now what's gonna happen next is super duper simple. You are gonna activate your Rugged Gloves that's in your graveyard, okay? You're gonna banish itself, okay? To dump your Phantom Knight swords to the graveyard, and now what you can do is that you can banish the swords to special summon one of your Phantom Knight monsters, which can be Torn Scales, which is really nice. Now what's gonna happen is that using Torn Scales and also your boots right here, using your boots, you're gonna overlay these two into Break Sword, okay? Now since Break Sword is summoned under Rusty's zone, you get to activate, of course, your Rusty's effect to destroy the Break Sword. Now since Break Sword is destroyed, Break Sword will get its ability to special summon 2 Phantom Knight monsters that's in your graveyard. Doesn't matter which Phantom Knight monster, okay? You're gonna special summon these 2 back anyways, and now they become level 4s. I'm gonna overlay these 2, since they are level 4 monsters, into your Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon right here. Now what you do is that you are going to set 1 card, activate your Predator Plant Verde Anaconda's effect, pay 2,000 life points, send your Red Eyes Fusion, and also your Red Eyes and Dark Magician to special summon your Red Eyes of Dark Dragoons, which is absolutely insane. And remember guys, you still have 3 cards in your hand, so you're still gonna be able to discard of Dragoons, which is ridiculous. And this is basically your end board. So you have such a nasty board with just 2 cards. So you have Rebellion, you have Draco Future, you have Dragoons, and you have Rusty. So what can this board accomplish? So right now it looks like only like 2 negates. It only looks like you have Dragoons and Draco Future. It doesn't look like you have anything going for you, right? But guess what? You're wrong. On your opponent's turn, you get to activate, of course, the Rank Up Magic spell to banish a dark monster from your graveyard. So you banish the Red Eyes, okay, to overlay Dark Rebellion into the Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon, and instead of summoning in the zone, you're gonna summon under Rusty's zone, okay? Now Rusty's gonna trigger, since a monster is special summoned into the zone, you get to activate this card's effect to destroy 1 card on the field, which is absolutely ridiculous. So that's 1 interruption now. So when your opponent tries to do something, you can activate your Rank of Magic, make Dark Requiem under Rusty's zone, Rusty would trigger, destroy a card. So that's 1 interruption. Dark Requiem has 3 materials under this card, and it can negate 3 times on any monster effect, which is ridiculous. So it has 3 negates. So this is 1 pop, 1 disruption, 3 negates, 4 interruptions, 5 interruptions Dragoon, and 6 interruptions with Draco Future. Also, your monster slot is still open for Draco Future to steal a monster. If your opponent tries to activate a monster effect, let's say you try to activate like Unicorn, you can activate Draco Future to just steal your opponent's Unicorn. And this will just be like your end board, right? So this deck is insane. This is off 2 cards, by the way. And also at the same time, if you end up negating with this, look at your graveyard. You have Ancient Cloakness in your graveyard, which is gonna extend your combo plays the following turn. And you also have Torn Scales and also Silent Boots that's in your graveyard. So during your opponent's turn, if they even use a monster effect, you just detach the Torn Scales, negate it, and look at your graveyard. You already have combo right here. Like, these are just the best 2 card combos in the game. Like, you have Cloak and Torn Scales, like, you just win the duel. Like, your opponent might as well just scoop at this point. And they're not beating this board. You have Dragoon and Draco Future, which is insane, right? Also, this board plays around Dark Ruler as well, because you can just hold on to the Rank Up Magic spell until the Dark Ruler, so that way that you can still Rank Up Magic to go into this right after the Dark Ruler, so you still have 3 negates, which is actually really good. But nonetheless, this board is just absolutely scary, man. Like, no one's gonna mess with you if you have this board right here. And the follow-up plays on the next turn is just insane. Like, you have so many ammo in the graveyard, you're just already gonna win the duel, right? So this combo is ridiculous. Let me know your thoughts about this deck in the comment section below. I love this deck. It's a very, very fun combo-oriented base deck to make this card, and Requiem and Rusty is just a huge treat, man. This board is scary, and you guys better be prepared for this deck right here. I feel like this deck super underrated, and I feel like this card is like one of the best god cards Konami has ever made. So that's pretty much what deck profile. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, smash thumbs up button, and that's pretty much it. This is your boy Sam from Team Star Sam signing out. All right, guys, peace.